nothing. He has nothing left to protect. And a man with nothing to protect has nothing to calculate, no reputation to manage, no image to uphold, no future he's so afraid of losing that he'll bend himself into shapes just to keep it safe. Every other man in this room is carrying something fragile, a career, a name, a relationship, a version of themselves they've been selling to the world since they were old enough to lie. And because they're carrying it, they're careful. They negotiate. They smile when they should spit.
So I'm here, minding my fucking business, trying to relax.
They swallow words that would set them free, because freedom costs more than they're willing to risk. He already paid that price. In full, in blood. There was a season, and he never talks about it, which is how you know it was real, where everything that made his life recognizable was taken from him, not slowly, not in pieces he could mourn one at a time, all of it at once, like a table flipped in the dark. And when the noise stopped and he opened his eyes, he was standing in a room with no furniture, no walls, no floor he trusted enough to put his full weight on. That kind of emptiness does something to a man that comfort will spend a lifetime trying to undo and never succeed. It removes the flinch. You don't understand what that means until you've been in a room with someone who has none left. The flinch is the thing that makes people hesitate. That split second where your brain calculates consequence before your mouth opens or your hand moves. Every polite man you've ever met is just a man with a fast flinch. Every diplomat, every peacekeeper, every man who has ever smiled through an insult because the alternative wasn't worth the fallout. The flinch is civilization's leash, and it works on most men because most men have something at stake. He doesn't. The last thing he had at stake was taken from him by someone who didn't even have the decency to look him in the eye while they did it. And the moment it was gone, the very second he realized there was nothing left to threaten, nothing left to take, nothing left to hold hostage. Something unlocked inside his chest that had been sealed since childhood. A door he didn't know existed. And behind that door was a version of him the world was never supposed to meet. Not a monster. Worse, a free man. Because monsters still want things. Revenge, recognition, domination. A free man wants nothing. And wanting nothing in a world built on leverage is the most disorienting thing you can encounter in human form. You can't bribe him. Tried. You can't scare him with what? Loss. He's already attended his own funeral. You can't shame him because shame requires an audience he respects, and he buried that list a long time ago. You can't negotiate because negotiation assumes both parties have something to lose. He doesn't. He walks into the room with empty hands, and that emptiness is a weapon nobody in the room knows how to disarm. This is the part people get wrong. They see a man who lost everything, and they think broken. They think damaged goods. They think he's one bad night away from the edge. And maybe that was true once. Maybe there were weeks where the emptiness felt like a coffin instead of a cathedral. But he stayed in it. He sat with the nothing. He ate meals alone in silence. He walked through cities like a ghost wearing skin. And somewhere in that long, ugly quiet, he met himself. The real one. Not the version his parents needed. Not the version his friends expected. Not the version some woman tried to sculpt with her approval and then shattered when he didn't hold the shape she wanted. The raw one. The version underneath every performance he ever gave. And that version doesn't need a single thing in this room. Not the respect, not the attention, not the exit. He is complete in a way that makes every ambitious man in his radius feel suddenly, inexplicably hollow. Because ambition is just organized wanting, and wanting is just a list of things you don't have. He had that list once. It was long, detailed, painful. And one by one, life crossed every item off, not by giving it to him, but by proving he could survive without it. Now the list is blank. And a man with a blank list sits different. He doesn't lean forward in conversations. He doesn't laugh to fill space. He doesn't adjust himself to match the energy of whoever walks through the door. He is the energy, fixed, immovable. Not aggressive, just present in a way that makes other people feel like they're vibrating too fast. He slows rooms down, not with volume, with gravity.
The driver has his playlist on mute, so he can't hear any music. Me and my girl are here talking.
The kind you can't fake, because it only comes from being emptied so completely that what filled you back up was denser than what was there before. People think danger looks like anger, like raised voices and clenched fists and threats delivered through teeth. That's not danger. That's theater. Real danger is calm. Real danger orders water and doesn't touch it. Real danger listens to your entire argument and responds with a silence that dismantles it more efficiently than any words could. Real danger is a man who will not perform for you, will not adjust for you, will not shrink or expand based on what you need him to be, because he has already been everything and lost all of it, and discovered that the man who remains when everything is gone is the only version that was ever real. You want to know the most terrifying thing about him? He's at peace, fully. Not the fake peace of a man who meditates for 10 minutes and calls himself centered. The earned peace of a man who watched his life burn to the foundation, stood in the ashes until the heat left his skin, and chose to stay standing. Not because he had somewhere to go, because standing was the last act of defiance the universe didn't expect from him. And he's been standing ever since. Quiet, unimpressed, unmoved. That man is in the room right now. He's not looking for trouble. Trouble is looking for an excuse to avoid him. He's not planning his next move. He already moved. Every step he takes from here is aftermath. The battle happened in a place nobody saw, during a year nobody remembers, inside a pain nobody helped carry. And he won, not by fighting, by surviving long enough that everything trying to kill him ran out of ammunition. So watch him.
She glances over at the fucking playlist. What pops up? Fucking going the distance.
The one who doesn't need to be here. The one who could leave and lose nothing. The one whose eyes carry the kind of quiet that makes noise feel embarrassed for existing. That is the most dangerous man in the room. And the reason you can't look away is because somewhere inside you, buried under the career and the reputation and the careful smile you've been rehearsing since high school, you know he's the freest person you've ever seen. And freedom, when you've never tasted it, looks exactly like danger.
It brings me back when I was 300 pounds, trying to lose fucking weight.